Colleagues, the current crisis in European security system is the toughest one since the Second World War. Very few deny that the consequences of the current crisis are going to stretch over many years to come and will eventually reshape the way the security in Europe works. In essence, we will have a new security architecture. The events may take various turns, but regardless of it, it is time to review the mistakes of the past that led to today's situation and project the right decisions. Firstly, if Council of Europe is to play a positive role in this, and it can, being the oldest and most notorious organisation of this kind in the world, it must reassess its mission. New challenges should be reflected in it. It is rightly mentioned in the report that security is a wider concept than defence. But what is exactly in the era of internet, pandemic and interruption of global supply chains? Internet-related challenges are poorly reflected in the mission of the organisation. Social media, artificial intelligence changed the situation for human rights, and we must adapt. We as an Assembly were poorly prepared for challenges posed by the pandemic. Did we do enough to curtail corporate greed, and did we do enough to protect human rights during the pandemic? Today the global trade is under permanent pressure. Food supplies issues, interruption of traditional logistical links, all this lead to inflation, worsening of people's quality of life. These are real threats, and they should be part of what we deal with. Council of Europe, if it wants to again become the centre of gravity for European integration, should do its best to be a mere extension of EU and NATO. Council of Europe has a broader membership, and it gives it a good base to become central in the process of establishing the pan-European vision. It is even more important in view of the fact that most security risks Europe faces, most of the conflict zones are geographically located in wider Europe, but beyond the borders of EU and NATO. Dear colleagues, if we want safe Europe, we need to give a new life to the principles of international law, such as territorial integrity and inviolability of borders. We need to create real mechanisms to fight militarised and aggressive separatism and secessionism, which is too often used as a pretext for conflict and war in Europe. There must be clear sanction mechanism for the members or individuals who support separatism through illegal means. There must be a commitment by all members not to support it in other countries. Council of Europe should be the place where the principles are applied similarly. For 3 decades, Armenian occupation of part of Azerbaijan was a marginal problem for Council of Europe. It failed to act upon the fact of occupation. Today, Council of Europe must act upon the need to reach lasting peace between Azerbaijan and Armenia. Today, Armenia is avoiding implementing one of the key elements of peace settlement, opening of the unimpeded link between western regions of Azerbaijan and Azerbaijani exclave Nakhchivan, which was under Armenian blockade for 3 decades. This is despite the written obligation by Armenia to do so. I bring this as an example to illustrate the point. Council of Europe should apply similar principle to all parts of its space if it wants to avoid the old mistakes, and if it wants to contribute to a truly pan-European security system, and if it wants to a new European security system to work. Thank you.